Dude, he'd be so funny to have on.
I'm trying to get him to Vegas.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Off Axis podcast. I'm here with Coco Sanchez and Vincent Kudrna. That's how you say your last name, right?
Yeah, that was perfect, actually.
Kudrna.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
I've had to say it a bunch of times before. But I always thought it was Kudrna before I really met you.
I mean, that's pretty good, too.
Kudrna?
Or Kudrna.
It's like Kudrna, right?
Yeah, just a lot of consonants in a row, so you look at it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
So you guys just finished like a crazy road trip over the past few months.
Yeah.
Like, Okay, tell me how this started. Because you have a camper now.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Scamp.
The Scamp, yes. 13-foot camper. It all kind of started, Coco wanted to move into a van, and I was like all over the idea. I was like, yes, sounds awesome. Could ride wherever you want, just live wherever you want, no rent or anything like that. And then, yeah, we were originally thinking of getting like a school bus, but it was really you that made us change our idea when we got the trailer.
Yeah, I don't want to have your motor attached to your house.
No.
Exactly that. It was like my mid-20s where I was like looking around my apartment at all the stuff that I owned, and I just realized I don't need this stuff. And then it's like, I don't know, the stars kind of aligned, and I started following all of these people that turned their vans into their homes, and people even living out of their cars.
Yeah.
And that's when you know it's possible.
Yeah.
And we just got together over the summer and while doing shows.
Yeah.
And he kind of just hopped on board, and it was it was exciting that he wanted to, because some people look at it like, I could never do that. Why would you want to do that?
I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it? I think you could
I would
do
love
it.
to do it, but at the same time, like, I just look around and like, damn, I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I could never get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Just like all this microphones and stuff that I
Yeah,
have would
all
be
the
like,
equipment.
I can't keep that.
Yeah, I feel like eventually we might need
No.
to get like a storage unit or something if we accumulate enough stuff that we want to keep.
Yeah. I'm
But-
about to buy a like a shipping container or something to keep in the backyard for all the shoes. Because like we have like 500 pairs right there, but we're about to have 2,300 more.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of space.
That is. That's smart.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I don't
I mean,
even
I
know what to
definitely
do
think
with all
we'll need
that.
something eventually. I mean, maybe we'll move here. Who knows?
Yeah, or a warehouse. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea.
But yeah.
The thing is, we can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I guess
we
it just
could go
depends on
anywhere.
your lifestyle, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, we're athletes, and we just want to get around.
I think Vegas is the ultimate spot because you're super central. It's
Mhm.
very cheap to live here.
Yeah.
And it's like, what better place to be than in Vegas for entertainment? If you
Yeah,
want to
for
have
sure.
shows or anything,
Absolutely.
For real.
then this is the spot to be.
So many connections to like be made too.
And everyone comes through Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, I still see everyone because everyone is always coming to Vegas, like once a year or something like that. And everyone hits you up.
Yeah. Between all the events and the shows and stuff, it's kind of just like a central hub for like acting sports or just performing in general, it seems like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for
Everyone
sure.
comes through.
And it's like, I don't know. It's like a dense group of cool people here.
Yeah.
Rather than like California is so spread out and I'd have to like drive hours to hang out with people.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's like everyone is within like 10 miles and
Yeah,
everyone
that's
is
cool.
performing or they came to Vegas for some sort of entertainment related thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
we can see that just by being here and listening to like your stories over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
a
nice though.
good location.
But
Yeah.
if you're looking to move here, don't move here. We have too many people already.
Yeah.
No.
Seems to be the theme of like
Everyone
the
from
trip.
California is figuring out taxes and they're like, oh, wait a
Yeah.
second. That's how much I'm paying for taxes. And like,
yeah.
they're not even cleaning up the streets. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
it's
going to go to
wild.
Vegas where it's
Yeah.
clean
I
and you
was-
don't pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that last night. Did I ask you? I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
I think you
I asked if you think taxes are being so high right now in California or about to be because they're trying to move people out because there's so many people in California.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a possibility? I
It
don't
is
know. It
possible.
was just
Probably.
a thought.
I mean, we got way too many people for sure.
Maybe.
But yeah, we've
But
definitely
I don't
noticed
think so
that.
because then they're moving out all the smart people what they
Yeah, with
get
the
like
money.
all the money from.
Yeah, that kind of makes it
They
go
would
around.
probably want to move out all the people who don't know how the taxes work
Yeah,
and don't
they're
pay
gone.
very much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was the governor and that was my plan, that's what I would think. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So where'd you guys go? You went up to Montana and like,
Yeah, we started in San Diego, rode some parks in LA, then went to San Luis Obispo, then to Tahoe, then to Bend, Oregon, then to Spokane, Washington, then to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and then we kind of just got stuck in
Damn.
Montana for like 4 months, I'd say.
Oh, that long?
Yeah, we originally planned on going to Woodward East, but
It was
we
definitely
kind of
2 months.
Yeah, okay. No, it was like
I'm gonna
3
cut
months.
that in
It was
half.
3 months. We were at my grandparents for like a month, so then 2 other months besides that. I think it was
2.5
3.
months.
Okay, 2.5.
Damn.
But yeah,
That's a lot of
Montana was
months.
just beautiful. We got stuck there. I got some family there too, so it made it easier to like stay. And then just the skate parks there were really, really sick.
Yeah.
This company called Evergreen Skate Parks made like 12 new ones in the past 2 years, which is pretty wild.
Keep talking. I'm just going to adjust the camera.
The like bass guitarist from Pearl Jam ended up donating like millions of dollars to all these small towns. They're like Indian tribe towns, so a lot of the kids there don't have as much to do as like if you were living in San Diego, obviously, or a bigger town like that. So it was really awesome to see that this guy donated all the money to these towns just to open up kids like agendas so they'd have more to do. Just stay out of trouble, because Montana was experiencing stuff like that, and I think skate parks are a really good avenue to follow.
They are, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I spent all my time growing up.
Yeah, me too.
And you'll notice that cities that don't have like recreational areas like that, they have higher crime rates because people have nothing to do. Especially in areas like in the Midwest and stuff, when it gets super cold, if there's nothing to do at all, drugs or crime, that's what you're going to start doing.
For sure.
Rather than like having something to at least like set your sights on, If you don't have like a big goal, then you're going to be very misled through life.
I borderline feel guilty about saying how awesome Montana is, because everybody from Montana is like, keep it a secret, don't tell, because the same thing you're saying, like we don't want people coming in. But at the same time, coming through these little towns, it inspired these kids that only see like rad
videos,
people Ryan Williams or Raymond Warner or whoever they're watching through YouTube.
No one goes
seeing
to
it in real.
Yeah, no one actually travels there. They're like, what? Like an actual pros are here at the skate park right now. Yeah, so that was pretty wild, pretty cool to
they
see
got stoked,
and everything like that. Yeah.
So stoked. The energy
Super
was
stoked.
awesome.
That's how I felt when I went to I moved to Oklahoma, and they had never seen like pro riders before.
Yeah.
And like their scene was just like levels below what it is in California, because they have no one to look up to show them these kind of stuff.
Exactly.
It's a lot easier when you have someone around you that can show you like flares and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
definitely.
If you've never seen flips before, it's usually like out of your mindset of what's possible. It's like, oh, I could never do that here, and then someone's like, oh, this is actually pretty easy.
Yeah. That actually happened at one skate park in Lincoln. It was like one of the smallest ones we ended up going to too. This dude had moved there from Oregon. His name was Brody, and he was like asking me like how hard it is to do a flip, and I was like, you probably shouldn't just try one here. Like you should get like a mattress or something. And I was kind of explaining to him like how to do it. He could do it on his feet, like on the ground.
Damn.
So I was like, you could probably do it. And we left, and like 2 days later, I get a DM, and he's like, I did it. And he like sent me it. He has the mattress set up and everything, and he did a backflip. I was like, no way. Like,
that's awesome.
And
that's
it was like a small ramp too. Like it was like a bank that he did it out of. So I was like, dang, like there isn't even a good place to learn at that skate park.
It was a nice quarter pipe. I liked it too, buddy.
It was mellow. But he did it. And we were both like super impressed, just like, dang. And who knows if he would have done that if like we didn't go through. So
absolutely.
No, he probably wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have.
So it was cool to see that outcome and see how stoked he was on that. So.
Yeah. That's
He's a good rider.
Yeah.
It would have been bad if he would have landed on his head though.
Yeah.
See what you did.
A few of them were pretty sketchy. Like we got there and he was like, "I'll show you." Like I got it, and he just went to do one and like totally like backsplatted.
Ooh.
Yeah. But after that, he had it. I mean, that's kind of. I did the same thing when I first learned him. You kind of just iffy with it
for years.
Yeah.
I remember getting stuck upside down like my second day.
Yeah.
After I knew how to do them.
Yeah, that's literally what happened to me too. Like second day at Woodward, I like went back and there was a fat line for the foam pit, and I was like, "No, I got this. I don't want to wait in the line for the foam pit." Went to do one and like smacked both my thighs on the takeoff of the ramp.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. If you're not focused when you're going upside down, like it's
bad news.
It could be bad news. Like you could get lucky, but every time I flip now, like when I'm going off the lip, I'm thinking backflip. Like I tell my brain's like backflip, and I feel like your body does it. But if you're not thinking that, you're getting stuck sometimes.
Yeah.
You're a cat in the air.
There's nothing worse than being stuck upside down.
Definitely not. Not kidding. But I definitely think, in my opinion, that Montana was kind of like the most eye-opening place we went, just because all those scenes were so underdeveloped. They had such nice parks with like the potential for the scenes to develop, and it just seemed like they needed some like stepping stone to realize that the potential was there. And I think we kind of helped people realize that, which made us feel really good. And just leaving each place, you felt like you kind of made an impact. So it felt
you totally
like
did though.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
felt like
awesome.
it. We would love to go back through too and do like maybe week camps at each of the spots. Now that like we're familiar with all of the kids and the locals, it would be awesome to. He would love to send like scooters.
Yeah.
To somebody that I mean.
Could like help rent them out in those locations, just because I think that makes a big difference going from like a Walmart Razor scooter to one where you can actually have confidence on, that's made for like the freestyle tricks.
And
I think that made like a block in their heads. They're like, I can't even go over these rollers without scraping and stuff like that, or it's like janky and all that. So once I let them use, I brought around a scooter just for kids to use, and once they stepped on that, they always seemed like more comfortable too.
It was a game changer. They loved it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So stoked to ride other scooters.
Was there any indoor spots?
There wasn't.
So they're just screwed during the winter.
Yeah, I think that's the other main issue. They just need to do an indoor so they can keep those skills going year round.
That's a problem too. Like when I went to Canada, even the indoor parks were freezing inside during the winter.
I remember that in England too.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't ride in the cold.
Me neither.
Dude.
I was wearing like 3 jackets and gloves. I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna work.
No, you got to keep going. You get cold immediately.
Yeah.
You got to warm back up again. It's insane.
Yeah, that's why California has all the best action sports athletes.
Yeah, definitely.
You can ride year round outside.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I definitely think an indoor would do well there. Just someone needs to step in and do it.
Yep.
But the other problem there, I feel like, is that everything's so spread out. Like, it's like the 4th largest state, and then there's like only 1 million people just now.
Yeah, so if you don't have a car, you can't really travel too much.
Yeah, exactly, and you're kind of just stuck in your small town regardless. So it's like.
But they're pretty content with the snow sports.
Yeah, true.
Whitefish, they were stoked as soon as the snow falls. They can get into the mountain, and they have a mountain right there, and then. Early spring sometimes if they're lucky, if the snow goes away, you
can get back
to
in
the
park,
skate park, and it kind of just keeps you balanced.
Do they have mountains?
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh, cool. I did not know that.
The snow sports are huge there.
Kind of reminded me a lot of Tahoe. Like most of Montana was like mountainy, and then some of it was definitely flat, but they got some good locations.
I think that's like the one place I haven't been to.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Montana.
Just do a tramp wall show there, dude. So many people would be like blown away just because no one's seen stuff like what we do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I would need like a circus tent or something. Or a theater or something to go to.
Not a whole lot of theme parks going on.
Let's send that. Let's do that.
A circus tent?
I don't know, just like
No,
the
not a
shows.
circus tent.
The shows going through. Posting them outside.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down.
That'd be cool.
But not a circus tent. After doing summer of that, I'm like, I don't want anything to do with the circus tent. There's way too much stuff you need to buy to work that thing.
Yeah, I just mean the trampoline and the ramps, and then let's send it.
Yeah.
Get them juiced.
Awesome.
I got it. It all fits in the trailer. It's ready to go.
And we're ready to hit the road too.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I would like to have like a semi truck or something where you can just run on the wall, so you don't have to set up the wall and then just pull everything out of it. That's the ideal situation when like the ramps can all fit inside of it and stuff. Because like, if you could just shorten up your time to less than an hour setup, it just makes everything super convenient.
Oh yeah, and you could just use the semi for the wall.
Yep.
Dang, that'd be cool.
Yep.
That'd be super sick.
You can use it for all kinds of stuff too.
Or you could put ramps on the back too. Like one side is for the tramp wall. I've seen like people do quarter, and then they like wall ride the, like from quarter to quarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be sweet. I wanted to do that for a show before, like have the trampoline, like so it's wall, trampoline, ramps, but then like a separate act where you just remove the trampoline, push the wall up, then you have wall ride.
Yeah, on the box too.
Yeah.
Dang.
Because I feel like people always use like they hire like a BMX act and a trample act, but they only use it once. I'm like, I would use it multiple times.
Yeah, I like do some collaboration stuff.
Yeah,
too.
like Jill takes full advantage of like all the wheels and stuff. There's so many different kinds of like acts that you can do.
Yeah.
Like the girl number and like comedy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if you have big acts that you bring in that like are essentially the main attraction of the show, like you should use it over and over.
Oh yeah.
It's my opinion.
And
but
just like
what do you mean like a BMX rider use him more?
Yeah, well, because like all the circus shows, and other acts, the circus shows, they just have one person come in, do their act, then they have BMX come in, do your act. Yeah. But like, dude, for one, like the trampoline is a great background. You can use that for stage props, and like you can, if you're gonna have crazy acrobats, you might as well use them in different parts of the show. Like a lot, like I don't know, really utilize it because you can do so many different variations with the ramps and trample.
Yeah, and like each thing kind of has their unique like specialty that they can do, and then that specialty may work well with another discipline specialty, and then you have an even sicker act if you combine those two.
Yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do like a scooter act too, and like put the trampoline between the box jump. I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be so sick.
Here we are giving out all the ideas, but I don't think anyone else is gonna pull a scooter act together anytime soon.
But like our last show we did at Great America had the trampoline like offset on the box jump, but it was still lined up, so you could like go from the takeoff to the tramp to the landing. Yeah, and dude, that was so fun. Like, and I feel like a lot of that is very unique too. Yep. So opens up a lot more potential and like just cool things you could think of. Creativity. Yeah, I think that's like when the performer is having more fun being creative. I think that really shows as well.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Yeah,
you can really tell when people are just there for the paycheck.
Yeah,
if you're watching the show, it's just like normal show, but when everyone's like vibing and stuff, it just makes it so much better if everyone's having a good time.
And just having like more potential to vibe, like cool setup where you can get crazy with it. I feel like that makes you like more amped to do the performances too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
9-day difference, like corporate shows versus like a long contract.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Totally.
Like I didn't ever do any of that stuff in the show, but I just remember being like stoked to show up and mess with like the trampoline to ramp setup because like when do you ever have something like that?
Never.
You know? Yeah. So it was awesome.
Broaden the horizon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have it in the backyard here.
Yeah. So yeah, we gotta set something up like
hard.
that. Yeah.
You could probably do some cool stuff, but when we had the resi set up next to the trampoline, like I couldn't do very much on it.
Yeah.
But you could probably do some cool shit.
Resi's just weird, dude. I never really got used to resi. I feel like it's just slippery for.
It is very slippery. You
I
have
feel
to
like
land
anything.
perfect.
Yeah. It's like I would have landed that on a wood box. Like what am I doing over here right now?
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely great for learning stuff.
Definitely great for learning stuff, for sure, because you can land flat on your back and be fine.
Yeah, dude.
I never thought I would have a resi in the backyard.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just some mattresses, and then JT hooked it up with the rubber.
Yeah, I always thought it was like more like technical to set one up, but when you really think about it, it's just pads under like a plastic sheet.
Yeah, you don't even need to screw it down because it like molds into place.
Oh wow.
It's just mine wasn't even that bumpy. It was pretty tight. Like you just stretch both out, screw it in. Yeah.
Dang.
What do you think, resi versus airbag?
Well, airbag.
Airbag,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, for learning stuff.
Yeah, airbag was sick.
Have you seen those ones too that you can like roll on? They have those airbags that look like a resi, but it's like.
I have seen those actually.
Yeah, those.
They work for scooters though.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've seen those popping up a lot.
I think
too.
Those look really sick. I feel like just landing on an airbag still has the. It could still get hurt. Landing on an airbag, for sure. Versus like a foam pit.
I think a foam pit is like more dangerous though, because people think they're like totally invincible, and then you go and land straight on your head.
I've definitely got hurt in some foam pits.
Yeah, I remember like one of the first times I jumped into one, I was trying to learn a flip whip, and I just flip whipped and then stopped upside down and landed straight on my head.
Yeah.
It was like really bad.
Yeah, dude. Some crazy ones.
Yeah. Did you guys ever go to Real Ride in
the
compound?
I broke my collarbone there.
Yeah, that place. That was where I learned how to do flips and stuff.
Yeah, they used to have a foam pit, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever went there when they had the
foam pit. They would find like snakes and shit in the foam pit.
Whoa.
That's what someone offered me a foam pit the other day, and I was like,
I
don't really want a foam pit in the backyard.
Yeah. A lot of like maintenance, and I feel like it would get gross quick too.
It would.
Outside.
Because it's so dusty here, like we don't have like stuff around us to block the wind, so the wind gets insane. The foam pits would fly everywhere. I found one of my crash mats almost in the street, like way over there. It blew over our fence and like across like a quarter mile.
That's insane.
And I was just driving like, wait a second, was that my crash mat about to go into the road?
Oh
that's
man,
wild.
so
it gets
windy.
up to like 60 miles an hour.
So gnarly. But what if you could put like a tarp over the whole thing, like find a big enough one, and
then you don't have a tarp anymore.
Yeah, but somehow you can put it down, right?
Maybe somehow. I'm telling you, the wind gets so crazy, nothing stands a chance.
Yeah.
Like my trample has like 8 straps on it for a reason.
The whole wall would blow down.
It did.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
When we first moved in here, before I put the straps on, I was like, it'll be good for now.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't even that windy, and I went to the gym and I come back and I'm like, oh, wait, where's the trampoline? And then it's just literally flat on top of the trampoline.
Wow.
and somehow it landed perfectly on the frame to where it didn't break anything.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Lucky.
Jeez.
I know, because if it would have landed on the mat,
Mhm.
it would have ripped through it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, expensive.
Very expensive. That
Yeah.
mat is $3,000.
No way.
Insane.
Dang.
Yeah, that trampoline is over 10 grand.
What?
That's crazy.
Jeez, dude.
I know, trampolines are no joke.
No,
Yeah.
not your average trampoline.
No. Do you remember when we were doing all wheels and one of the ushers or something was bouncing on the tumble track with a cigarette
Yeah.
and dropped the ash, and just
Yeah.
one hole in that tumble track makes everything impossible to use
Dang,
anymore
yeah,
because it'll just rip down.
Tensions,
And there's
yeah.
nothing worse than going to bounce and then you just go through a trampoline.
Yeah, that's so clear. It was
Dang.
very dramatic, and it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
I'd
We were like,
imagine.
well, who is smoking cigarettes? There's only one person.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't do it. And we're like, no one was just smoking cigarettes on the stage.
Yeah. Dude, I've seen the ushers get hurt like a few times on the trampolines at the show. Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even walking across it with boots on, I got yelled at a couple times.
Yeah.
Not like high heels, but just, like combat boots.
Definitely
Yeah.
got to
Like,
be
get
prepared
off.
for like the extra bounce that those
Yeah.
ones have.
The reason why is like if you have shoes that they have hard soles that are like a corner, when you bounce, the trampoline stretches under you, so you're pulling the strings and it's stretching them, which can break them.
Yeah.
Trampoline shoes like the ones I have, they all have round corners, so that way when it goes down, it is like gentle on the bed and it's
Yeah.
not stretching it down.
Okay.
Like anytime someone bounces with like Vans or something on my trampoline, I will see all the strings all like misaligned and stuff.
Dang.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild.
And it's a expensive mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those mats are just pricey. Seem
Yep.
hard to make.
They
like a
do seem
weave.
really hard to
Yeah.
make. I have no idea how they do it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But I would imagine if it got fucked up, there's not many. Like, I guess you could sew it or something, but it'll never be the same.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel really bad leaving mine out here because it's just baking in the sun.
Yeah.
And, like, even if I cover it all the time, people use it and then
And
they
they're
don't
not gonna
recover
cover
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Yeah.
But that's why I have it facing the sun, so that
Yeah,
way
I
the
did
wall
notice it was
blocks
shady,
most
yeah.
of it all the time.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it does out there.
Yeah, we were relaxing.
The sun
on it.
hurts it over time.
The sun, when it's 120 degrees here, yeah,
It'll hurt everything.
it'll hurt. Dude, yeah, the ramps turned into cardboard basically.
Dang.
Like they were fine, and then summer comes, and then the ramps, like,
Crazy.
I need to get skate light because we don't have skate light. We just have
The masonite.
the masonite,
Yeah.
and they were fine until they went in the sun, and now you just go through it. It just
Yeah.
turns into cardboard.
Dude, that's
Dang.
so gnarly. Is it
Yeah.
always like that every summer?
I think so.
It is always 120 degrees, I believe. I've
Jeez.
always avoided though, because I
Yeah,
always went to
absolutely.
the
Yeah, it's
Midwest or
easy.
something to do shows,
Yeah.
and like I always lived in California before, but even
Mhm.
then, the last 10
Yeah, it
years,
still
I've
gets hot.
always performed in the Midwest, where it goes and it's nice and like
Beautiful.
good temperature,
Yeah.
and then you come back here and then miss the
Yeah,
whole
that
summer.
thing.
But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
summer we were here the whole time, and it
All
was like,
stuck.
woo!
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to live here anymore.
Yeah.
'Cause you can't go
Yeah.
outside. It's too
You
hot.
just
No,
can't.
I couldn't.
Dang.
I'd melt. That's
Yeah.
what we just did. It was just hot in Southern California too, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's perfect out here
Yeah.
in Montana.
Yeah,
Yeah. Once you leave, you realize how much better the other areas' summers are.
yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
I guess it's just because we've lived there for so long.
Yeah, like I had a garden until the
Had a
summer,
garden. Yeah.
and it stood no chance,
Dang.
like at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I spent like months, and they were growing and thriving, and all of a sudden it gets like 120,
Yeah.
and there's no amount of water or shade that can really help them. There's
Dang.
like, nope, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
We're not handling this right now.
Yeah,
That's the other sick thing about having the trailer is that we can just follow the weather. Like,
that's
that's
true.
kind of what's like forced us out of, like, we were in Utah and Idaho before that, and like our last couple nights there would be like below 32, and we're like, yep, time to move on.
Yeah.
It's getting cold, we're out of here.
Yeah.
So that is what's
Dude.
nice. Yeah, you can just follow the good weather, follow where you want to go ride and stuff like that, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
That's crazy. So, how have you guys been making money lately?
He makes money every month
Yeah, I
through
have like
Fasten.
a salary from Fasten, which is my sponsor right now.
Yeah.
Sister companies with Envy. It's like the more well-known one.
Oh,
these
okay.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, Fasten did kind of blow up, right?
Yeah, it started off really well, but now I think more focus is being put onto Envy. And
Yeah.
That's kind of the avenue they're going to be taking from here on out.
Makes sense though.
Yeah.
Do they sell them to like not lower end stores, but they make like cheaper ones like Mad Gear does?
There's one called like the NV1, I think, and that's like their lowest model, and like you can change the bars out and stuff easier than some of the other ones. Yeah.
Because that's where all the money's made.
That one's
is
only
in
like
the little
$100.
kids.
Yeah.
Like the completes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The completes
Good
are what's selling a
completes.
lot. And it's been pretty cool on this trip. I've seen a lot of kids in those states that we've gone through with the NV completes.
Like everybody.
Yeah, even out in Montana, like every
I
kid
see
has
NVs all
one
the
of
time.
those. Yeah, it's wild. So I think they're doing a real good job with that. Just an entry level complete that's pretty much like as good as my scooter. Like I would ride that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Probably better than my scooter.
You were riding it for a while.
Yeah, I was riding
red
the
one.
complete. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's literally like the same thing that I ride. So it's pretty crazy that they got like the price point down that low to have a scooter like that high of quality. That's just right out the box.
And those are crucial too, because like the more people that are riding your scooter, the better your marketing is going to be. So you have to have that cheap product out there to survive.
And just like the difference of like the like cheap razors or stuff like that compared to like the freestyle scooters, just having that gives the kids a lot more confidence too.
Yeah. And Coco, you're sponsored by Rollerblade?
No, I left Rollerblade about 2 years ago. So yeah,
wow.
I was getting a monthly paycheck. Not anywhere near Vince's. It's rollerblading.
Yeah, rollerblading is harder.
Yeah, I was
Definitely.
lucky to get a paycheck, but I had to go on like a personal search kind of thing, and so money wasn't really coming in, but just got a residual check for the first big motion picture that I stunt doubled
Oh my
for.
god!
So
Oh
that
yeah,
was
we have to
very
talk
great.
about Alita Angel. What is it called again?
Alita Battle Angel.
Okay, so what did you do on this show or movie?
So it was me and then another professional female rollerblader, Katie Ketchum, and we both were the lead actress who plays Alita, her stunt double. Because in the movie they have, it's somewhat like rollerblading, but it's more motorized and futuristic. And
It looks the same,
they
though.
reached out to professional rollerbladers.
That's
so
awesome.
that never
so
ever
sick.
happens. And it was the greatest opportunity and the sickest opportunity to see how they film, and it was really stressful, but it was fun.
But that's a really fucking good movie too.
Yeah.
Like I don't normally watch movies, but I really enjoyed that movie. It was so
it was
good,
awesome.
like front to back and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of felt that it wasn't going to do so hot here in the States. I don't know, just because it's like
anime.
it's
right?
anime, and then it's kind of like rollerblading, and that already kind of put like a block. Like I knew it was going to do well in the Asian countries, which it did, and I think all of their fans are really fighting for like a sequel, and now it's going back into the theaters. Just got word of that, so that's super sick.
That
But it
means
was well
more money,
done.
right?
The budget was so massive. They've been working and prepping on that movie for like 11 years, like waiting for the
Oh
right
my-
technology to come out, like new technology.
That's crazy.
It was a CGI company that did all the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So
they know what's up.
they definitely know what's up, and it was insane. Like having all of these little things on you, and they get all of your motions, and
Crazy.
a whole new world.
Yeah, that stuff's crazy. So
But I think it was like, I don't know. I don't know if it was the right time for it, kind of thing, for like the producers, and Robert Rodriguez to say like, I don't think we can do another one because, the
budget.
Yeah. So like, I don't even know, even if they did do a second one, if they would have all of us back, because they already have our movements through their technology.
You're
so
a robot in the system.
yeah, we're a robot in the system. They've got.
Damn.
You're actually Alita now.
So I guess it would depend on what that movie would look like
Yeah.
if they had us back.
So how did this all come together?
Yeah.
What?
Like start me through like whatever you're doing before you get a call to be the main stunt girl on Alita.
Honestly, I got a text from Garrett Warren, who is the stunt coordinator for like every action movie that you see. It's Garrett Warren, and I got a text from him. I don't know who he is, and I heard word through the grapevine that you're a good rollerblader. We have this audition coming up for a movie. Can you be in, what's that one skate park called that closed down in LA? Not Skate Lab, the other one. Either way.
Yeah.
It was a
I don't
handful of
remember.
us. It was a handful of rollerbladers. It wasn't a big audition. None of us knew what the movie was. We didn't even know what we were doing there. It was the quickest thing ever. I put my skates on, dropped in, did like a little run, and got the part.
Dang.
It was really easy, and it was word of mouth, and I think that's how it is in the stunt world, the stunt community. It is word of mouth, not really like, I don't know.
Yeah, like,
newcomers, I think it's hard to come up in that game.
Yeah, you gotta have the connection.
Really hard to come up in that game. But because it was rollerblading, and it was LA, and I was in Long Beach, it was like perfect timing.
Pieces fell together.
The location was right.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I also had a broken hand going into it, and I had never ever broken a bone in my whole skating career.
And then you broke your hand.
So I broke.
Did you already like accept it?
I had left All Wheels that summer. That was the summer I left All Wheels. Broke my hand when I got back at the Van skate park. Got the role for Alita, but then when we started practicing, just scenes that Garrett was throwing out, like let's go into shooting in Texas with like scenes in mind, so, and the whole scene was holding this ball that you're trying to basically like basketball in a way. Like I could compare it to basketball. Yeah. And I couldn't grab this ball because my hand was broken, and it was like the first day where I was like, I can't grab it, and I like it was really emotional. I had to go outside and cry, and then Katie got the part. But because Katie is in Cirque here in Vegas, she couldn't make it out like the halfway point of them shooting. So then I eventually got to play Alita's part. But Garrett was the man, and he totally saw that I was really sensitive about it, and he gave me this other girl's part to double her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So I doubled two people in.
Damn, that's cool.
In the movie.
So when you're watching the movie, are there scenes where you're like, oh, that's me, and like
Absolutely.
I want to watch this with you.
Yeah.
So I can see.
Yeah, she was pointing them out to me when we were watching it. You could definitely see her.
The whole time, I'm like, where's Coco? Where's Katie? Like, I'm looking for everyone.
Lana Condor, she's in like that huge Netflix series, P.S. I Love You. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Well, after this Alita Battle Angel, she blew up. Not because of this, I don't think, but she just, anyways, millions and millions and millions of followers now. Alita? But yeah, she had a small part in Alita, and anytime you see the girl rollerblading with the orange pants, that was me.
Dope. Okay. Oh no.
It's really funny too because they all were told you need to start learning how to rollerblade,
Like
and
the actors.
The actors. And that's how it is with all movies, right? Like if they want to try to do their own stunts, but they just like couldn't get it, and Garrett was like, nah. Like,
dude.
You guys aren't rollerblading.
That's crazy. I got offered a spot to do like a main role in a movie, and I totally blew it. And they're like, we need you to be good at BMX and trampoline, and this was before I knew any trampoline.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll do it. I never got around to it. And then like, dude, I've been shooting my foot the whole time. Like, why did you not get really good at trampoline that year? Like, I totally neglected it.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I started getting good at trampoline. I'm like,
you're like, no.
why did I not do this? Like, I totally blew that opportunity.
Wait, did you start filming for it?
No, I never got the part because they were like, can you send us your trampoline footage?
Okay.
And I was like, well, here's all the BMX stuff. And they're like, well, we need the trampoline stuff. I'm like, it's not there yet.
Dang.
And then I don't know who they went with, but
at least you said it was that you weren't there yet, because I heard that a lot of stunt doubles, they own up like I can do everything kind of thing.
Yeah,
like, I can do gymnastics, and then they're like filming all of a sudden, and they're,
Yeah, well, that was the problem, is I wasn't a stunt double, so I was just like, I don't have it. It's
but I
honest.
feel like that's lame to bullshit,
Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
Like Garrett was like, do you have any like gymnastics background? I'm like, no, I don't. Like I can't. I rollerblade.
Yeah.
You
don't want to
you
show
want
up
a
and not be
rollerblader?
able
Like
to...
I got you, but I'm sorry,
Yeah.
But not to feel bad about that either.
Yeah, for real.
Dude.
It definitely seems like a good thing to get your foot into the door with, just having that, like the movie connections, because it seems like however much they're played, you just keep getting some money from that. So
residual income.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah. That part is super sick, but you really do feel like replaceable. They make you feel replaceable. If you can't be there, they're like, see you later. I'm calling the next person, and then you're out. You gotta be you gotta be ready. I mean, there was one time that I was working with my mom at her restaurant, got in a huge fight. I was pissed off. I quit, and I was sitting in my car, and then Steve Brown calls, and he's like, can you get on a flight in 2 hours to Texas? And I was like, yes, I can, but 2 hours, you know, it's, went home, packed my bag, and I was like, gotta go.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta be ready.
It was stressful.
Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad you got that opportunity.
Yeah,
me too.
It was a really good movie too. Like I've done like small stunts for other movies, but they never got released in theaters and that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
So it was always like, I never know what happened to that movie that I was in. Like they just disappeared.
Dude, it was insane. Like the whole scene, like the whole, I mean, not the scene, the whole setup for this movie was an entire like block. It was, you know, it was massive.
Wow.
We had no idea. We were just like, what is happening right now?
What did we get ourselves into?
And now Frankie, you know Frankie Morales.
Yeah, so
he's like on Avatar 2. I think I'm hearing they're filming like 2, 3, 4 right now, which seems pretty far-fetched. But I mean, he's like.
So Frankie just showed up with you to the scene or something, right?
Well, he showed up to the audition, and clearly, obviously, he got it. You know.
Yeah.
And Wake Shetman and Dave Lang and Chris Haffey, he was there. Julian Baugh, like, you know, the
heavy hitters.
The heavy hitters of rollerblading. But Frankie is and will always be like the heaviest hitter.
Yeah.
And because he's like a ninja on and off his rollerblades, he's right there with Garrett all the time.
And he has a very distinct look.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
I mean, he got a cameo in the movie with that.
I know. I saw. I was like, oh, what the fuck? That's Frankie.
Yeah. So sick.
He was all nervous. Like, I don't know how to act.
Dude, it's definitely different.
But they do like 20 takes, you know? It's being an actor would be so difficult. Especially those good ones. It just blows my mind. It's like, damn.
The way they can get into scenes and stuff.
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah, and have to stay
Change
there
their whole persona.
for 6 months to a year. Just stay in that character and not have an off day or whatever. Like, that is so stressful to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta like live that character.
Yeah, like I'm PMSing this week. I can't act.
Like, nope, you got to.
Sorry.
You gotta do it.
Jeez, that's crazy.
It's crazy what like rollerblading or scootering or something like that can like lead you to, like unexpected jobs or opportunities like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like it totally changed my life. Just like getting first place at the SD competition. Like Ollie like knew who I was after that, and then like eventually I got onto Razor after doing the shows, and then it was like next thing you know I'm like flying all over the world.
Yeah.
To ride a scooter, and I'm like, this is way before it was ever a thing in like 2009. So it's just like mind blowing that all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait a second, I'm dropping out of college tomorrow.
Yeah. Nope.
I didn't know you went to college.
I went to college 4 times. 3 times.
Okay, I had no idea.
3 different times, and never lasted more than a few weeks.
Yeah.
Because like the first time I went, Ollie called me and was like, hey, do you want to go to Ollie's the team manager for Razor for everyone listening. So he calls me and he's like, hey, we're going to Australia in a few weeks. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, I will drop out of college tomorrow.
Definitely.
And Vince went to Australia while doing college.
Yeah.
And it seems like the way you did it, you kind of like see everything and I don't know, in like a better light than having the stress of I got to get my homework done while on tour.
I definitely tried to do them both at once, and it was very stressful. It took me like 9 years to graduate. I like just finished last semester.
Really?
I graduated high school in 2012. So yeah, I just finished last year.
Wait, what did you go to college for?
Marketing.
Okay, well that's not a bad thing to go.
It's been sick. Definitely, I think I'll use it at some point. Like I'd love to work in like the marketing area of scootering or just the action sport in general.
Yeah.
But it definitely made a lot of like the traveling around and stuff a lot more stressful because I just had like school on the back of my mind.
Yeah,
like, I remember one of the Worlds contests, I was up till like 4 a.m. doing like an online test, and then I had the contest the next day.
Yeah.
For, like World. I was like in Spain, like typing my essay.
That's unheard of
like,
in the action sports industries.
Yeah.
You don't see that. You're raging on those trips.
Yeah, for sure. I think I took a personal training course for like 4 months or something. I remember I was doing that on all those the tour spots, but I was like, nope, I'm just gonna scooter and take advantage of this. And I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for anyways. I went for like videography and photography at first, and then all the normal classes, and then the second time I came back it was less classes, and then the third time I was like, I just enrolled and paid for it and then just never went, and then I got like in trouble and like a bunch of shit for not paying. And then like I went into collections, like, oh, but I never showed up. And in my head, I was like, I should be fine.
Yeah.
I never showed up to the first day, but they like kept charging me and stuff.
Dang. Yeah.
Dang.
College is expensive, dude. They'll get you. I remember it cost like $400 a semester to park at my college.
Yo, they're still trying to get you.
Wild, dude.
They're still trying to get you, and you already graduated.
Yeah, because I was in my college for so long. One of my courses got changed from 4 units to 2 units. So like I ended up only needing 51 units to fully graduate instead of the 54 that they're like requiring now.
Yeah.
And like so I finished everything, and like the system keeps saying my like transcript or whatever isn't full. Like I don't have enough credits, so I still haven't even got my diploma yet. It's been like another like 6 months since I finished, and like
it seems pretty.
It's been
scammy.
Really hard, like far, like because I'm not
scam.
home. I feel like I need to go there for just like something to happen.
Yeah.
Like they're too busy with all this stuff right now.
I didn't really know until we got
wild.
Together, because I've never like been next to somebody that's going through the college experience, and it sounds very scammy.
It's very scammy. I would never go to college or really recommend anyone go to college unless what you need to do or what you want to do for a career is absolutely required.
I agree.
Because like for one, I went and worked at Razor for years. That's like basically going to college, except
that's like
I'm
real
getting paid.
Yeah.
And I'm learning way more things because I'm working for a business that I actually would want to work for.
Yeah.
And you just learn so much by actually just being in it. Like there's only so much you can learn by reading books and taking tests. If you didn't actually put together a marketing campaign or something, like you aren't going to know.
Yeah.
And then like just being in business, you learn all about business.
Oh yeah.
Like you learn all kinds of random stuff.
Yeah.
Like how to make t-shirts and like how to like I've learned everything in and out of business, and I can take all these skills wherever I want to now. But someone went to college for just one thing, they spent 4 times as long to learn the same exact thing, and they don't have actual experience on this kind of stuff.
No,
so like college is just like, and it's crazy because they don't teach you about money in college, but
they don't teach you of like any of the important like common sense stuff that you actually need to know.
Like you would think they would teach you how taxes work and how money works,
but
and they don't, because they want everyone to not know how to use their credit cards correctly.
And keep giving them money.
Exactly, that's where it's all going. People are paying for credit cards and stuff.
They like make new textbooks every year that are like one word different. You have to buy it. Dude,
that's so insane to me. They should have been teaching that to us in high school. I remember getting on my own and realizing how stressful it was, and I'm like, why don't we know how to do this?
Why do I know all this American
to
history?
do my own taxes. I'm like,
crazy.
My mom's getting really pissed off at me, making me feel like I'm stupid because I don't know how to do my taxes, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't even know how to read this paragraph. What are they talking about?
I didn't know anything about taxes until I like paid someone to do my taxes, and then I was just asking all the questions. Next year I did the same thing. I'm like, okay, starting to get an idea of how this works. And by the 3rd year, I'm like, oh, obviously I know how much I need to spend to make everything come out to where I don't have to like pay too many in taxes or anything at all.
Yeah. I need
the
to
key
learn more about
is
that.
you asking questions was the key.
Yeah,
right there,
definitely.
I think.
That's why I think everyone should pay someone to do their taxes rather than do TurboTax, because then you never, unless you're watching tutorials or something, you're just putting in your W-2s. You're not writing off the stuff you could. You're not creating a business and writing things off of that to get more money back. There's so many ways you can just negative out your taxes to where you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah, and you're definitely not learning. You're like, what did I do last year? I plug that in. I plug that in. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm plugging it in.
I don't know how to write
hoping
stuff off. Forget
that
it.
number goes up on my return. That's all.
Yeah.
And then it goes down a little bit, and you go back, and you're like, what did I do different?
Yeah, you just
why did it go down right there? Let me change that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I got audited when I was 18.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then, like, my whole, like, year when I was 19, I had to write down all the stuff that I was doing. Like, oh, I drove 25 miles to the skate park today and, like, did this today. And then I had to, like, turn that in for the audit. But I haven't been audited since. And I always, like, try to pay someone to do it because they're not going to make my taxes look dumb. I'd rather them look super good and not worry about getting audited and just do everything legit. Because if you can still do it legit and not pay taxes, you know? Like Donald Trump, you don't need to pay taxes if you know what you're doing.
Totally.
It is a big old loophole.
Big old loophole and all kinds of stuff
use.
in, like, real estate especially. There's all kinds of ways to, like, buy houses without paying taxes on it. Like, you buy it, and then before you have to make your payments, you can, forget the word, but refinance it. Yeah. Refinance your house with a different bank, and then you don't have to pay your bill for the first like 6 months.
Gnarly.
And then in that whole period is when you can either renovate the house and flip it, or you can rent it out and get it ready. And you can just keep reinvesting or getting the refinancing.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of that word? You can just refinance it
That's
over
crazy.
and over. The real estate industry has so many different like loopholes.
And that's why
I
they're
didn't
not
know.
teaching you
Exactly. I didn't know until I read some real estate books, and then I was like, oh my god, this is the way to go for like investing and taxes and
That's
stuff.
what my brother is doing right now.
Yeah, I need to get more
taking
into
a course,
reading all that now that I have the free time.
Yeah, now you're not going to college.
Oh yeah.
flip trailers.
That would be cool.
People are doing that.
Oh yeah.
Well, we've met one guy that was doing that.
We've had a few people try to buy our trailer already. Just
really?
Like, knock on it. I was like, is it for sale? I'm like, nah.
Damn.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
pretty cool,
It's like
though.
a little niche like community of people that renovate them and just sell them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was one of the funnest things to do with it, I'd say, was fixing it up.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I really want to buy one and just put it in my backyard and Airbnb it out.
They're just like fun to have in general.
Yeah,
like,
it's like an extra bedroom.
Yeah.
That moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd make so much money if you did
dude.
that. Just
Yeah.
people coming through need a place to sleep for the night.
I bet
whatever.
people would love to live or to like stay in a trailer because it's disconnected from the house.
Yeah, it's like a
not
different
awkward.
feel.
It's kind of like having a hotel room.
Absolutely. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking
Then you
when
have
you were
everything
like,
you
yo,
need.
move in.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we'll just like go in the corner of your backyard there.
Pay you
Yeah,
some
you could do
rent.
that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because
But-
you got your room there. You got everything you need.
Yeah, it's definitely fun though. And then I feel like it even teaches you more how to like pack and be efficient with like all that kind of stuff, like how to become more portable.
Mhm.
You just think about it more. And I feel like all that's been fun and cool just to see like how much less time we take to like pack up and do our laundry
definitely.
and stuff like that.
I feel like I'm a expert at packing for airplanes.
Yeah.
Like I always only bring one carry-on and one backpack. Never have to pay the fees or anything. I have everything I would ever need. And like like I've traveled so many times that I know what I'm going to need and what I think I'll need, but I really don't need.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I always bring way too many pairs of shoes. And hats. That's my problem. Shoes
That used to be my
hats.
problem too, but not anymore.
It's like I'll need those and those. Those ones have more padding.
Because you always feel you're like, oh man, am I forgetting something? But now you realize, since we've traveled so much, you could just get it wherever you go, and it's not that big of a deal. And then that whole like stress goes away.
I still feel like I lose my stuff all the time. That's one of my main problems.
Yeah.
Just like having all my stuff with me, I'm like, where's that? Where's that? And it's like always ends up being somewhere. Like I need to not worry about it as much. But
you lose
I lose
so
stuff
much.
like my phone, wallet, like every day.
Most times it's right there in front of you
Yeah.
too.
That's
But
funny.
I feel like living in the trailer has made me like become like more aware of my stuff, which is kind of good and kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because you're like always thinking like I need to know where this is, but like I don't because it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, like,
but it's like
saying phone, keys, wallet. You always know where your stuff is.
Yeah.
Until you smoke weed.
You're like,
and then
where
that all
did
goes
it
out the
go?
window.
Dude, I spent like 20
It was
minutes.
just here.
Yeah. I was looking for my phone for like 20 minutes the other day. I'm like, well, it doesn't ring anymore because it's broken.
Yeah.
So I really had to find it. I couldn't just call it.
That's the
Dude,
worst.
I was out in Portland with like the owner of Envy, and we like went out for a while one night, and he couldn't find his phone anywhere. And we were like looking for him, trying to help him find it. And the next morning, we're all in the hot tub, and it's just at the bottom of the hot tub.
Oh my God.
It's like you didn't even remember going in or anything.
That's funny. I remember
So good.
kind of the same thing. I was at a pool party, and then I look at the pool. I'm like, oh, someone's phone's on the bottom of the pool. And it was like the owner of the house. He's like, fuck, I've been looking for that. And it still worked.
Yeah, his
What?
did
That's
not work.
crazy.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've broken a lot of phones that way.
Yeah. I still have an
Man.
iPhone 6. I've been
Yeah.
tossing it around for like 4 or 5 years, and it never broke until very recently.
Yeah. Crazy
Wow.
house experience, right? The other night.
Oh my God, we should probably talk about that.
Yeah,
So like,
that was nuts.
okay, for those of you listening, Coco and Vincent got to my house like 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
And that same exact night, after we all went to bed, I'm like sleeping and I hear a door slam, and we don't have neighbors, so it's kind of alarming when you hear a loud door slam, which sounded like a pickup truck. So I grab my gun and I look outside my window, and there's literally nothing. And then 10 minutes later, an ambulance shows up in front of my house. And at that point, I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Clearly, I did hear something. So I walk outside in my backyard, And as I'm walking up to what looks like a person laying on the ground, the ambulance is walking up to someone. So we're walking up at the same time, and I like see this guy, and he's clearly beat up really bad, and he has a bullet hole in his chest, and it is leaking blood out of the back of him. And immediately I freak out because I think, oh my God, there's someone with a gun right next to me. Because, like, dude, this guy's on my property, and there's no neighbors. There's no way he could have, like, walked there or anything. Yeah. There was no blood trail or anything. So I freak out, and I think there's someone on our property or something. And I'm running around with a gun, like, and I, like, hear this noise, and I, like, pull out my flashlight or my phone, and I launch my phone in, like, the most distressed way ever. And my phone just breaks, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And it was just a fucking rabbit.
Fail. That's like the biggest fail.
I know, right?
It's
it could
like
have been serious.
Straight out of a movie.
I was like, oh shit!
You
I
pick up your phone,
that.
it's cracked.
It doesn't work. Half the screen doesn't work at all now. Anyway, so like, long story short, we find out that the guy had been dropped off by someone out of the back of a pickup truck or something, and then like they clearly beat him up and then shot him and then left him in front of our house, which is not near anything else. So that's the weirdest part. But it's conveniently off the freeway though. So like, if you were to have someone who you just shot, you would literally you would drop
to do it.
Like, our exit is dark. This is where, like, compared to all the other exits in Vegas, ours is the first one that's dark. It's the first turn off, like, and then you just make a left and right, and then it's like drop them off behind the log cabin. Makes a lot of sense, you know.
The gnarliest part to me was that we were literally 2 hours before talking about everybody around here having guns for protection, and then
oh my God.
And we're just in
I
your
get a
backyard.
text from Tanner, somebody just got shot, and
Dude.
I think we were just in the backyard in our trailer with like the door wide open too. Cats were just chilling in the backyard as well.
Door open, watching Dexter.
Yeah,
and
we were watching Dexter.
About to come out,
and we saw like the ambulance come by and the lights were going, but there's no sirens. So I thought that you guys were just like partying or something, like red and blue lights or something. They're like, Tanner has an ambulance truck, sick.
Yeah, I thought it was Trevor for sure.
Yeah, we thought Trevor was just partying with some ambulance lights. But
that was really gnarly and scary.
It was gnarly.
Scared
for a sec.
Insane that someone was literally beat up and shot and dropped off right on our property. Like, literally, he was on our property.
Dude, fat blood
bleeding
puddle
to death. Yeah, dude.
With a suitcase too, right?
Oh yeah, and he had a suitcase, which is why I think it was for a gambling debt, because like, clearly he's a tourist who clearly got himself into some major trouble, and he would not speak to the cops about who it was, how he got dropped off, or any of that. He did not want to say a thing.
That part, exactly.
That's the sketchy part. Like, it was definitely like a mob or something.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to say what happened. He probably wanted them to think that he was dead.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if he's alive or dead or not, but because the wound was on the left side of his chest where his heart is.
Yeah, not a good spot.
And
there's a lot of blood.
It's crazy because like, the ambulance would not tell me any information at all. And I'm like, he's on my property. And they're like, we can't give out any patient info. I'm like, can you tell me how he got here or anything? They're like, nope. Which is fucking really annoying.
Yeah, but like, how would they know?
They don't
asking. I was like, can you tell me if he's shot? And then they're like, we can't give out any information. And then like, I'm talking to the cops 30 minutes later, and they're trying to, I don't know if they're trying to get me to say like if I was lying. They're trying to see if I was lying or something. But they were like, oh, he was fine. He just had a shoulder injury. And I was like,
nah.
No, he didn't.
I heard him
I
say
saw
that
a hole in his back, and they're like, okay, well, yeah, he was either shot or stabbed. I'm like, okay, why are you guys lying to me right now? Like, I don't get it. And they're like, well, he wasn't beat up. And I'm like, his face was covered in blood. He was definitely beat up. Why are you guys? I don't get why you guys are lying to me.
Yeah, reverse psychology.
I saw him.
Yeah.
You guys, the cops didn't show up until after, and they're just giving me all this bullshit story, seeing if my story will line up or something. I'm like,
real weird.
It's kind of weird, you know. But
what's actually going on here?
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
They seemed pretty chill. Like, this happens all the time.
Yeah, it was weird.
Gee, I bet you they come across some crazy shit in Vegas.
Yeah, just stay out of trouble. Don't do dumb things.
Yeah. This is why we're gonna go shoot guns after this.
So target practice.
Yeah. Definitely learn how to shoot some guns and get efficient with it.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're gonna need it. I thought I was gonna need it the other day.
Yeah.
Like,
very well could have too.
And like just walking around with a gun, if you are searching your property rather than walking around without a gun, you always have to think that the criminal that you're fighting, they came prepared.
Oh yeah.
You didn't come prepared,
Yeah.
Like that's why it's weird that I think it's dumb that like California wants to restrict how many bullets you can have in a gun.
Yeah.
Because like it makes sense from a mass shooter, but not really, because you can just pop out a clip and pop another one in.
It doesn't really matter.
Literally 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So what's the big deal?
Like if you want to do something, you're gonna do it. Like, I feel like
exactly.
It doesn't matter what.
And like a civilian is always gonna be at a disadvantage because they did not come prepared. So if you don't have an AR-15 with 30 bullets in it or something like that, you're at a huge disadvantage because the criminal who is committing that crime came prepared to commit that crime and you didn't.
Yeah.
So. But that's why I like the laws in Vegas. It's kind of like Wild Wild West here.
Yeah.
I enjoy like the open carry and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
And I feel like people are maybe safer or something. Like they're probably less inclined to break into a house here than they are in like LA, because people are much less likely to have a gun and know how to use it in LA than they are out here in Vegas.
That is true. Yeah.
Big difference.
I don't know how I feel about it. I just know that there's light and then there's dark, and there will always be both of those sides.
Yeah.
So no matter what,
stay on the light.
no matter what we do,
stay on the light.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Definitely. So let's wrap it up right there. Coming across an hour. I want to thank you guys for coming on. Yeah. Vincent, how can everyone find you?
I got Instagram at Vincent Kudrna, or our newest social media adventure.
Scoot and Boot, right?
Yeah, Adventures of Scoot and Boot.
Nice.
We're on YouTube and
Coco
Instagram.
Recently changed your name to what? Blonderlust or something?
Yeah, he kind of came up with it, but it's more so like Wanderlust.
It's spelled really weird.
It's spelled like blah blah blah, like BLAH, like that. And then blah is like mixed with Wanderlust, so it's Blonderlust. So it's BLAHNDER lust. But whatever, I don't really care about it. It's breathe, love, awake, and heal.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys for listening. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.